Uh, this will be a quick topic, but I just want to follow up on a couple things. You have maintained a website relating to this bankruptcy proceeding, correct?
Correct.
And it's summit1031bkjustice.com?
Correct.
And you're the person that's responsible for the content on the website, correct?
Correct.
Did you hire Crystal Cox?
No.
Have you paid her for any services she's performed?
No.
Do you know if anyone has in connection with the bankruptcy proceeding here?
I don't think so.
Did you contact her at any time to take any steps on the internet in connection with the bankruptcy proceeding?
No.
She did it on her own, as far as you know? Have you talked to her?
Yes.
And that's what she told you, she did it on her own?
She told me that she got an email from my ex-husband that was personal, that had the website, and she was attacking me on the internet. That's how I met her.
Okay.
And then I told her, she said, knowledge is power at the bottom of her name tag. And I said, well, I have a bunch of knowledge here. I'm trying to let people know what it is. I'm not trying to fight for my inheritance. It's been handed over to the estate. I'm trying to get the creditors paid. And she read into my website and told me she thinks it's too much to be bullshit, and said she wants to make my site seen.
And I apologize, but I need to ask a couple questions. You said there was a personal email between your ex-husband and Crystal Cox?
Yes.
Did they have a relationship?
No.
So what was the nature of the personal email?
I think that's really...
I'll tell you exactly why I'm asking the question, which is we think that Ms. Studebaker has published false information about this bankruptcy proceeding on a website, which has created and made it more difficult, required us to respond to questions,
but
etc.
the nature of what her ex-husband was communicating with Ms. Cox about, if she's saying it's personal.
The reason I'm asking is because what I want to find out is if Ms. Cox is doing this, doing the same thing that Ms. Studebaker is doing, because she has some concern about Ms. Studebaker and what might happen if she doesn't go ahead and start publishing the same kind of information. That's why I'm asking the question. So
go ahead and tell him exactly what you're tell him what he wants. Well, tell him what he wants to know. Yeah.
Just answer the question.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm wrong, then you can tell me I'm wrong. I'm just asking.
My ex-husband was trying to get back at me because he lost visitation with my boys because he broke into my house and attacked us. Okay. And he emailed her because he found her at the top of the listings. This is my assumption, is how he found her. And told her that I'm greedy and that I had a 2.5-year affair, and that I'm trying, I don't know, something about that stuff, trying to say that me and my dad are greedy and that I had an affair and I don't really believe in God.
And then you ended up talking to Ms. Cox, explaining the situation, and she said, I think what you're doing on your website's good and I'm going to help you.
I didn't have a clue that my ex emailed her that. I had these Google alerts, and all of a sudden this Google alerts were popping up, and I went to her website and she was saying, Daddy's little girl doesn't believe Daddy did these bad deeds that Daddy did. Is she just fighting for her inheritance? And we'll dive into her belief in God later and all this stuff. And I was just shocked because I didn't know where I was getting attacked. And I said, saw her knowledge is power, and she fights for real estate victims, and I said, before you're making gross assumptions from wherever you're getting, could you just read my website and make your own decision? And later she said, okay, I'm not into soap operas. I believe this is a lost love thing with your ex-husband. She said, I believe you're fighting for the real estate victims. I want to make your site seen.
Okay. Where did you obtain the audio recording of the court hearing that was posted on your website?
I ordered it from the court.
Okay. Yeah. Other than, we've got objections, obviously, that were made in the 2004 exam. There are a few questions I didn't even ask because of the objections. I'll give an example. Who all may have been her CPA clients? They were individuals that were affiliated with these entities. She's raised an objection to identifying those people in her objections, and so I've not probed into it. But that's a subject I do want to talk about later. Okay. There are other objections that obviously were made that we want to make sure that we preserve for the questioning if we can't get them worked out.
The preserving is fine. We can work them out. I mean, you know, Ms. Studebaker is not going to put her CPA license on the line by turning over tax returns unless the proper procedural steps have been taken to protect that. And so we can work through that, and then if she's protected, then we probably can...
What?
Protected?
Okay.
Then we could probably resolve some of those kinds of issues.
No,
but I'm happy with you reserving the questions that you didn't ask pending the resolution of the objections that we haven't had a chance to discuss yet.
Okay.
You done?
Yep. Nothing further right now.
Okay.